Hi there, I'm Nancy Herring from Now We're Cooking. It's Tuesday, so it's time for tips, tricks, and treats. It is hot in Albuquerque, and so cooking is like, do I really want to cook? But I still have to eat. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to make some hummus and show you a couple things to do with it. If you don't want to make hummus, you can buy perfectly lovely hummus at the store, but it's so easy to make that I want to show you how. I'm using the small 3-cup food processor from Cuisinart. You can use a big food processor, you can use a stick blender, you can use a mortar and pestle if you're really tough. What I have in here is a can of garbanzo beans, also known as chickpeas. The other ingredient that's really important in hummus is tahini, which is a sesame seed paste. You buy it at the grocery store. It's kind of like peanut butter and it lasts a good long time. I keep it in the fridge. And now I can't get the lid open. When it's been in the fridge a long time, it's rather chunky, and now it's been out for a while. It's about a 1/4 cup or so, and you can tell I don't measure very well. You can make hummus out of all kinds of beans. You can make hummus out of many, many things. This is just, to me, the classic way to do it, and it's the way I always do it. So I've got tahini, I've got garbanzo beans, I want some garlic. I'm not going to, well, I might. I was gonna say I'm not gonna press the garlic, but I am because you can tell I didn't get all my supplies out. This is the Xylus garlic press that you don't have to peel your garlic. So I'm gonna do that. And I've lost my knife. All you have to do is just get the back part off, and what comes out on the inside is the husk of the garlic. So easy peasy. So I'm going to turn this on. It's going to make a high-pitched noise. What I'm looking for is the garbanzos to become smooth. When you do grind or chop, it changes direction. I'm going to put lemon juice in. I don't have a lemon, and I'm going to use the lemon juice, and this is equal acid as opposed to when you have a real lemon. Sometimes it has more acid, sometimes it has less. So it's not a bad thing at all. Now what I like to do is to save the juice from the garbanzos. It's also called aquafaba, and that's what I moisten it up with as opposed to putting more and more olive oil. You can see it's starting to combine. A little bit more liquid, and I haven't put any salt in. The beans, I rinse the beans so they're not as salty as they have to be. Can you see it combining now? A little bit of salt. And what I made this morning, I did not put olive oil. You can or not as you choose. Can you see I still have a couple of stray whole beans in there? So I want to get those ground down. Just a titch of salt. A lot of people put cumin in. That's not something that I usually do, but it sounds delish, so it might be something I'll do the next go around. A little bit of olive oil, and a little bit more bean juice. And let's see what we can do. Pretty darn smooth. I just want to scrape it through with the scraper. There's a little bit of, looks like olive oil stuck right there. A little bit of tahini. You want it as smooth as possible. I use canned garbanzos as opposed to making my own because when I've made garbanzos, they can just cook for days and they don't seem to get soft. Pretty smooth. So, okay, what am I going to do with this? Well, we're going to do the basic to start with. You put this away. If you just can't handle anything else, put some pita chips on a tray. put some hummus in your little container. Take this out to your back patio. Sit and watch the hummingbirds and eat hummus and pita chips. Easy peasy. Okay? But wait, there's more. What else could you do with this? This is a real nice thing to do with a salad. So I managed to cut up some salad things earlier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, first I'm going to put a little bit of rice wine vinegar and a little bit of olive oil and a little bit of Italian seasoning. I don't want a big dressing, and I'm not measuring anything. I just want a little, sort of a taste of a dressing. So a little olive oil, little rice wine vinegar, a little Italian seasoning, and a little bit of Livia's, which is salt, pepper, garlic. Because who can go wrong with salt, pepper, garlic? And I just want to whisk that up a little bit. Normally I would put a little Dijon, but I don't think I need to. So I've got some romaine lettuce. I've got some chopped tomatoes. And this again is whatever you're feeling like. I've got some cucumbers that I used a crinkle cutter to cut for Matthew. I'm going to put a couple of radishes in because he really likes radishes. And I want to just stir this around a little bit, make sure that my greens have some dressing on them. And again, put in, if I wanted to put some of the yellow bells that I cut and some of the red bells that I cut, and even some jicama. So then I'm going to put that in a shallow bowl, artfully arranged. And then I'm going to take some hummus. I'm going to use the hummus I made earlier. And put some hummus in the middle and spread it out. And now I have a salad with a little hummus as protein. So fresh, very tasty, fun thing to do. So that's two things with hummus. The third thing is I'm gonna make a hummus wrap. And these are giant tortillas, because who doesn't like a giant flour tortilla? I'm going to use my spatula and I'm going to spread my hummus on it. You can see there's a couple of little garbanzos in here that aren't as smooth as they should be, but I won't tell if you won't tell. So I'm gonna, that's kind of my glue, if you will. And then I cut up a lot of veg, and this time I did some of them with a julienne cutter. So I've got shredded carrots. It's kind of a veggie wrap with hummus as the glue. So I did some radishes, some carrots. I've got my chopped up bell peppers. I didn't chop them super fine. I've got my tomatoes. Put some of those, let's see. I'm not going to do jicama because it's a little too long. I didn't cut them super small. And I had some lettuce left over, so I'm going to put that in as well. I don't want to overfill them. And then I can either roll the ends up like I'm doing a burrito, or I can just leave them open. And if I want a little bit of hummus right at the edge to act a little bit more as a sealant, I can do that. If you do the wraps a little bit earlier in the day and wrap them well and refrigerate them, they kind of stick together a little bit better. But when you cut into it, you can see all the pretty layers, and you've got yourself a nice little sandwich. So hummus is a very versatile thing, As I say, you can buy it at the grocery store. You can get it flavored. You can also make it flavored. I can take this same recipe and add some roasted red bell peppers. I can add Kalamata olives, those kind of flavors that you like. But graduating from the basic of hummus and pita chips, salad with hummus, to a hummus wrap. So 3 things that you can do when it's just too hot to cook and you don't want to do anything else. Hummus keeps in your fridge in a container for several days. It's a great thing to have on hand. What do I need to do? Lift up?
Turn it so you see both ends. There you go.
Like that?
No, no, there, no, no, no.
So you can see what's in your hummus wrap. So I encourage you to play around with it, try different beans, try different flavorings, try different combinations. But it's a fun thing to do, and I hope you'll give it a try. Now We're Cooking is open Monday through Saturday from 11 to 4. We'll be here to help you out if you need any gadgets, if you need any widgets, if you just want to come enjoy the air conditioning and stay out of the heat for a little bit. So I'm glad that you were watching. I hope we'll see you next time, and have a good week. Thanks, and happy hummusing.